Well, thanks Uptake for being here at Netroots and interviewing grassroots organizations like FairVote Minnesota. We're an organization that's nonprofit, nonpartisan, that's working for voting reform. At the state level in our plurality elections, elect candidates without the support of a majority of voters. While we have an electoral process that can run candidates who are really rather extreme, and they can win with a plurality of votes, and that's wrong for democracy. So this makes sure that whoever wins with a broad base of a majority of the voters, and that's so critical.
St. Paul and what you're up to.
Yeah, it's really exciting work. I get to get out in different St. Paul communities, let people know that ranked voting is coming to them in this election cycle. So we're working in a lot of different areas with direct voter contact. We'll be at community events spreading the word.
For either of you, I guess. I mean, how do people you talk to, how do voters respond to this innovative new idea? What questions do you most often get asked, and what are the misconceptions out there?
Sure, that's a good question. Well, the most frequent question is, won't it confuse voters? Well, we know that through surveys and through implementations across the country, this is now used in several cities, especially in the Bay Area and on the East Coast as well, and now in Minnesota, the voters find it very easy to adapt to the new system. It really means instructing voters how to rank on the ballot, first choice, second choice, and third choice. And by doing that, they can make sure their vote continues to count until one candidate is elected with a majority of support, or until all the seats are filled in an at-large race. And it's really very simple, but it's the question we get the most, and the biggest misconception is that it might confuse voters. But that's easily refuted, and we know that we can easily implement this here in Minneapolis and now in St. Paul. And some other misconceptions are that it will simply confuse the electoral process, and candidates might find it hard to run under the new system. And again, candidates have found that it's better to run under the new system because they get to go out and not just ask for first choice votes, but they get to ask voters for their second choice votes. If a voter doesn't want to vote for them in the first place, then they can ask for their second place vote.
In relation to ranked choice voting specifically, and I'd like to focus my comments on that, truthfully, I think that the system is very confusing. I know that as a candidate, there's nothing stranger, quite honestly, than going into a room and saying to people, please vote for me for number one. I'd really like your support. But by the way, if you like someone else more, vote for me for number two.
I think ranked choice voting is really confusing for people. When I'm out doing neighborhood talks, people are so excited when they tell me, oh, last November I was really excited about this candidate, so I put their name down 3 times, which is not the way to get someone elected. So I do think it's a confusing process.
The other one thing that I want to say that I think is very important is something that Joanna had mentioned, which was that people go out there and vote for one person 3 times thinking that that strengthens your vote. In fact, your ballot is then thrown out because you have voted incorrectly. And so it is problems like that that make ranked choice voting very dangerous.
Thank you very much.